Okay, let's go through how to do this. This is your video key. So let's start with this one. Guinea pigs. Rough coats down to smooth coats. So we're going to say rough coat, smooth coat. And then what happens here is it's asking what is the phenotypic ratios of the F1 and the F2. So it's asking about the kids. That's why I use a Punnett square. It's asking about the kids. And in order to do that, we need to figure out what it says. So it says a homozygous rough-coated guinea pig, so that's homozygous rough-coated, is mated to a smooth one. And then what happens? Okay, so that's one parent. And that's the other parent. See how I broke those up? See how I broke those up? Find the babies. So we go through all the rest of them too. Okay, take a look. You see how that works? One from here, one from here, one from here, one from here, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. That is the phenotypic ratio, can be figured out from this, of the F1. What is the phenotypic ratio? It is 4 rough-coated ones. See, they're all rough-coated. 4 rough to 0 smooth. That's the proper ratio. Next. What about the F2? Okay, F2 and F1, the relationship is F1 is the babies, and then in genetics, you make a pure line by having brother and sister have babies with each other. Yeah, it's inbreeding, but it's like with pea plants or whatever, it works to get a pure genetic line. So anyway, brother and sister have babies with each other. There's brother, there's sister. And now you put their genes on there. And what is the phenotypic ratio of the F2? The F2 is the inbred babies of brother and sister parents. So you fill this in. Remember to put the capital one first. Okay, yeah, like that. And then here, what's the ratio? Well, these are smooth. Sorry, this is the rough coat. This is the recessive smooth coat. So it's 3 rough to 1 smooth. 3 rough coat to 1 smooth coat. It's okay to abbreviate like that. So that's the phenotypic ratio. What's the genotypic ratio? It's, 1 homozygous dominant for every 2 heterozygous to every 1 homozygous recessive. And there you go. Next. Okay, here you pick a letter. We'll do capital A is normal, lowercase a is albino. A normally pigmented man whose father is albino. Okay, let's do a normally pigmented man. So he's normal pigmented plus something else. He could be this. He could be this. You don't know which. So all you know is he has that dominant allele, and for the other one, you just put a blank like that. Okay? Normally pigmented man, but we don't know with what. Marries an albino woman, so she's albino. She's got the recessive genes, or the recessive traits, means she has the recessive allele. She has 2 of these. They have 4 children, 3 normal and 1 pigmented albino. So the normal ones have the dominant allele and something else, and the other ones who are albino have this. Doesn't matter how many, it's just, that's what it is. Now, for the grandparents, we went through this whole thing. So what are the grandparents? What parents could make this? Okay, let's go back to the man. The man, his father was albino. So we're going to put albino for the father. And he's normal. So that means his other parent must have given him a normal gene. So we're going to put this. We don't know if the parent was normal, completely normal, or had a mixture of the two. But we know the parent must have been normal because he's got a normal gene that clearly didn't come from this parent. This person, let's see, an albino woman, and both parents are normal. So that means both parents carry a normal allele. And they must carry, we don't know if they carry 2 normal alleles or just 1 normal allele. So we'll just put it like this, because it could be capital A, or capital A, lowercase a. All right, now that gets through setting out what this thing is telling us. Now use your brain. Logic time. Clearly, if these are the parents and this is one of the parents, this parent must have given that allele. Heterozygous. In order to make this kid, these parents must both be carrying a recessive allele. Okay, this is just using logic. And then here, with a parent like this, any normally pigmented child must be carrying a recessive allele. It has to be, because if not, then that's not the kid, that's not the mother. So this is the absolute result for ones with normal pigment, but from this mom. And then, of course, the ones who got this from the dad would be this. Okay, so that lets us answer the questions now. Genotype of the father, heterozygous. The grandfather, let's see, whose father was albino. The mother, that's albino. And the mother's parents would both be heterozygous. And the 4 children, guaranteed, there's no way you're going to get this amongst the children. Look, that's not their mom. If they have this, then that's not their mom. So that's not possible. So it's just these two are the only possibilities. This and this. All right, the only possibilities. Here, we're looking similar. A blue-eyed man and a brown-eyed woman. It says brown eyes is dominant. And a blue-eyed man with brown-eyed parents. So we're going to say it wants the parents, so we know we need a tree diagram because it asks for parents. So we got man and woman and their kids. And then the man's parents. This, by the way, is a symbol for male. So this is the man's parents. A blue-eyed man, blue eyes. Oh, he's got the recessive trait, which means 2 recessive alleles. His parents are brown-eyed. We're going to put B with a blank because you don't know whether it is homozygous dominant or heterozygous. So you just put capital B and then a blank because the blank represents how it could be either of these. Mary's a brown-eyed woman, so we're going to put her as this. By the way, the symbol for female is this. So brown-eyed woman. And then her father, so we're talking about her parents. Her father was brown-eyed, so we're going to put this. And her mother was blue-eyed, so we're going to put this. Okay, oops, I guess we never talked about kids, so I guess that's all we needed right there. Either way, let's use logic. So this is only possible if both parents have this, right? The only way that this has to come from here, this must come from here. Okay, now this parent would for sure give this kid a recessive allele. Here we can't really say. It could be 2 dominant alleles or this could be heterozygous. We don't know, and that's why it doesn't ask about it. Let's go answer the questions. The man, right here. Man's parents, both heterozygous. The woman, heterozygous. Woman's mom. That's that. Okay, let's do the same thing. Genotypes of the parents. Oh, you're making a tree diagram. Cocker Spaniel dogs. Okay, black color code is down to red. So we're going to see B equals black, and lowercase b represents the red allele. So now we're going to do 2 black Cocker Spaniels have 8 puppies. So we're going to do this to represent the fact that you don't know whether those adult Cocker Spaniels are this or this. So we're going to do capital B and then a blank. Okay, now the babies are black and red. So black means carrying a black allele plus something else, and then red is this. Now use logic. Okay, it's asking what are the parents. In order to make these babies, each parent must contain a recessive allele, which is why you put this. Okay, onward. So here we have, let's do H and H. H for hornless is dominant. So horned, hornless. Okay, next. You have a hornless bull because you don't know if he's homozygous or heterozygous, so we just put he has the dominant gene. Is bred to 3 cows. Cow A is horned, recessive gene, produces a hornless calf. That's the dominant trait, so you're going to put it like that. B, horned, the recessive trait, produces a hornless calf. It's got the dominant trait, but you don't know if it's homozygous or heterozygous. C is hornless, dominant trait, but we don't know if it's homozygous or heterozygous, and it produces a horned calf. What are the genotypes? Okay, use logic. This is mom, this is dad. Clearly, this mom must have passed down a recessive trait. Okay, this is mom, this is dad. What about this baby? Clearly, this mom must have given a recessive trait. Okay, look at this parent, look at these parents. In order to produce this, the dad must have a recessive trait, because that's how this came from, and the mom must have an recessive trait. So there we go, we figured it out. So the bull, heterozygous. Cow A, homozygous recessive. Calf A or baby A, heterozygous. Cow B, homozygous recessive. Baby B, heterozygous. Yeah, my bad, that's not a B. But anyway, cow C, heterozygous. Calf C, aka baby C, homozygous recessive. There, that's not so bad to figure out. And let's talk about how to do this one. So it says this flower, this is red flowers, pink flowers, white flowers. And everything it asks about is the offspring. So we're doing a Punnett square. And it says you cross 2 pinked flowers. That's 2 of these. So we fill it in. And that's the possible babies. So let's see, this is red. So what are the phenotypic percentages? 25% red, because 1 in 4. 2 out of 4 are pink. 2 out of 4 is 50%. And then white, that's 1 out of 4, so 25% white. How many of the offspring should be pink? Well, 50% pink, 50% equals 0.50. That's a decimal, okay? So you take 0.50 times 426, and your calc will give you the answer of 213. So 213 pink flowered plants. And that's how you go about that.